April, we made it out to the pool, and one of the most exciting parts about being in Las Vegas is the level of talent that we get to hang around with, the people we get to meet, and nothing more exciting in my life than Landau
Eugene Murphy Jr.
who's with us today. Everyone knows him from America's Got Talent, and we're going to know him now because he's hanging out with April.
Yeah, that's right. He's hanging out with me.
Let's do it.
Yep, and we got to give him jazz hands because this is just too exciting. Too exciting. And so I just want to say that, you know, I remember seeing you on America's Got Talent, and you went from working in a car wash in Logan, West Virginia to winning America's Got Talent.
Yes, it was amazing. It's just part of that journey. You know, I was actually singing with my headphones on in those car washes.
Oh, wow.
You know, and a lot of times I'd be on basketball courts and I would like dunk on people, but you know, in the cities and things like that, a lot of people get aggravated when you trash talk.
Oh yeah.
So it's an argument all day, and so instead of trash talking people, when I dunked on somebody, I would sing "Fly Me to the Moon."
Oh, fantastic.
And everybody would laugh, just
That's
like
fantastic.
that. So, like, my community always told me I should have went on Def Comedy Jam. But one day I'm washing cars and my boss pulls me to the side and he says, "You don't really understand the blessing that you have, and they don't understand it. But Friday I want you to bring a change of clothes to work and I'm going to take you somewhere." So he took me out to this Irish pub way out in the suburbs. He's like, "When I'm going to get in here, I'm going to give you a wireless mic and I just want you to start singing. Everybody's going to be eating and talking and whatever. Don't even pay no attention, just start singing. And I'm going to show you what you have." And so he hands me the mic. I get a Sprite. I'm sitting at the bar. And everybody, you can hear all the chatter, the forks, you know, the knives and plates and things like that. And he said, "Start singing." I was like, "Now?" He's like, "Yeah, don't worry about anybody, just start singing." So I put my head down, close my eyes, and I'm, "Fly me to the moon, let me play among the stars. Let me see what spring is like on Jupiter and Mars." By the time I open my eyes, the whole place got their eyes on me.
Yep.
I got $1,200 sitting in front of me.
Whoa!
Nice.
Yes.
Tip jar.
Steve, I'm missing the boat. I should start showing up at Irish pubs.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, because we're looking at you and the voice does not match the body, right, Steve?
Exactly. Wow factor.
Yeah, it is
Exactly.
the wow factor, yes.
Well, it's a good hook. It's a good edge because everyone in this world we make spot expectations of just based on looks, but then you come out there and you belt out these tunes and we're like, wow, where'd this come from? So one thing about it, with America's Got Talent, most of the winners, you know, you're still going. A lot of them stop after a certain period of time. What's it like, and what's the longevity, and what's your goal?
Well, it's wonderful. I get to see fantastic places, and I'm still from West by God, Virginia. No by God.
By God, yes.
There you
So
go.
it keeps me humble, it keeps me ground, my head's out of the clouds. But anytime I leave, it's a paid vacation.
There you go.
Places like this, I get to see people like
Yeah,
you.
Rust
Vegas,
Belt in the house,
baby.
baby. Yes.
Exactly. So it's a paid vacation, and then the long-term goal is to actually be a CEO of a record label.
Wow.
You know, have my own artists and things like that, and start to mold some of these young people and putting them back into good music.
Yeah.
Because that's what's missing now. Everybody sounds the same. I love the originality of hip hop back in the day and R&B and things like that, but now everybody's using auto tunes. They're getting away from the natural gift that God has given them. So my thing is to mold, you know, kids into, you know, the Great American Songbook, because Frankie's gone. You know, all these guys are gone. Got a #1 selling book on Amazon, from washing cars to Hollywood stars.
Oh, wow, he wrote a book.
Yeah, fantastic.
Yes,
Yep.
It got the Mother's Choice Award and the Indie Book Award. And then I've traveled all around the world, from Shanghai, China to Germany. Just came home from Dubai.
Wow.
And so I'm
Fantastic.
hanging out with, you know, Tracy Morgan, and Paul Schaefer, and Practical Jokers.
He is rolling high. And
So it's been fantastic, man. I'm just loving life, and I'm always trying to pay it forward. Always giving it back, because I've been blessed, and I know I've been blessed. I've never had a singing lesson. I've never had, you know, stage presence lesson or being able to talk to people. I learned how to talk to people watching Michael Jordan.
Okay. Wow.
Wow.
Fantastic.
Yeah, just watching
That is
Michael
great
Jordan's
awesome.
interviews.
Yeah.
You know?
And speaking of which, you know, this guy doesn't let grass grow under his feet, Steve, clearly. I
Always
mean, he's
moving.
going to Dubai, he's,
everywhere.
you know, and so during the pandemic, you went back and got your high school diploma.
Oh yes. With all the accolades that I mean, I've got my own holiday, So every September the 13th and 14th, Logan County becomes Landau County.
There you go.
Wait, he's got his own holiday, Steve?
Exactly.
Wait, we have a guest that has his own holiday.
Well, that's why he's here. It's about the holidays.
Yes, and I have my own street called Landau Lane.
Fantastic.
Landau Lane,
And
wow.
I got the Toya Award. That's the top 10 Outstanding Young American Award. You can only get that when you're in your 30s, so I got it at 39.
Wow.
The only people has that is Michael Jackson, me, Elvis Presley, Bill Clinton, and a couple of others.
Pretty good company.
Yeah.
Pretty good company.
Yes, and so with all those accolades, the only thing that was missing was my high school diploma. And mind you, I'm out talking to kids, telling them to stay in school, obey your parents, do all the right things. But when you're doing that, you have to walk that.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, I'm doing all the other things that I'm telling them to do, but I haven't graduated school. So how can I tell somebody else to do it? So I was like, during the pandemic, I'm sitting at home watching ESPN, watching Netflix, which is my best friend. And I was just like, there's one thing that's missing. And I spoke to my fiance and I was like, I need to go back to school now. And she was like, well, if you're gonna do it, I'm gonna help you get into it, but don't waste my time.
Oh!
And I was like, okay.
So you're a role model, but there's a role model.
Yeah.
Yes, that's right. Yeah.
So she hooked me up with Ingenuity.com, and then I studied, passed the first part, flying colors, except for the math. So I had to go
The math's
back.
always hard, though.
Yeah, the algebra gets you because it's
Yeah,
alphabets and numbers.
Yeah.
What's the sum of 7x? What?
Yes, the math gets you too, right, Steve?
That's thank goodness for calculators and computers.
Exactly.
Yes.
Yes.
So I had to get back into the mentality of going back to school. And so I took 2-hour classes at a technical center in my community, plus going on Edgenuity.com doing pre-test, and then I passed it.
Fantastic.
I went to my sister and asked her, how do you study for a math test? Because she made straight A's. And I was like, how do you study? She was like, how do you study? I was like, I study all night, and I failed that.
You crammed.
Right, and she was
gosh.
Study 15 minutes before you go take
That's
the
right.
test. And I did that and passed.
Oh, fantastic.
So I got my high school equivalency, and then I linked up with West Virginia Adult Education, and now I'm the ambassador of adult education in the state of West Virginia. I'm on all the billboards. I'm on the back of your Kroger's receipt, CVS,
Oh, wow.
Dollar General, Walgreens.
Very nice.
So they got me everywhere, man.
On
Wow.
Walmart? How about Walmart?
Yeah, what about Walmart? Let's talk about Walmart.
I don't think I'm on Walmart yet, right? No.
But you like Walmart, right?
Yeah, I love Walmart, except for, when I first got off that show, I couldn't get out of there fast enough. I go in for a dozen eggs at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and I'm there until 12 o'clock at night.
Yeah.
So I started going to Walmart at 3, 4 o'clock in the morning. But as we all know, all the freaks come to Walmart.
Wait a minute, that's when I shop.
Oh,
I gotta quit wearing my juicy sweatpants. I'm out.
And so, one time I'm in Walmart and I see this elderly white man and he's pushing his cart, and he looks over at me and he says, "Hey, aren't you that Landau Murphy Brown Calrissian fella?" I was like, "Yes, I'm Landau, man. I'm from America's Got Talent." He was like, "I know that." He said, "I want to tell you something. I was in the garage the other day just tinkering on my truck, and my wife was in the kitchen, just frying up some chicken. And I hear her screaming at the top of her lungs. She says, Billy, get in here. You have to hear this, boy. He sounds just like Frank Sinatra." He said, "So, okay, darling, I'll be in there in a minute." I got the degreaser off the counter, cleaned my hands up because I was, working on my truck, getting all the oil off my hands. By the time I come out of the garage into the kitchen, I hear your voice.
Yep.
By the time I come out of the kitchen into the dining room, I hear your voice again. Swear to God, it was old Blue Eyes himself.
Oh, wow.
By the time I come out of the dining room into the living room, I got ready to sit on the sofa. I looked at the television. I said, "Well, hell, that ain't Frank Sinatra. That boy's blacker than an ace of spades." And he said, "I just want to tell you one more thing, young man. It has nothing to do with your color, because you represent us so well down here in southern West by God, Virginia. And don't you forget the by God. And you represent us well. You're classy, and we love it. You break down all the stereotypes that are going on about us. And I want to tell you one more thing, young man. You're going to win that television show.
Fantastic.
Because if you don't, we're going to burn the TV station down." And I hugged this man. hugged him like, oh my God.
And he meant it too.
Yes, and he meant every word. This guy was like real true to his words, you know, and so it just gave me a whole new enlightenment of the gift and the blessing, you know, and I just continue to pay it forward and I share it with everybody. I tell my stories during my concerts, and you know, I try to share the stage with any and everybody, comedians, you know, other singers and things like that, little kids. I'll bring them up out of the audience and let them sing, you know, My Way with me, you know, start spreading the news of New York, things like that. So it's just all about paying it forward and
What is your best show you ever did and why? Other than the AGT? I
was in Sacramento, California. I did the Sacramento Fair.
Okay.
And that's like the hugest fair in, you know, America. Mm-hmm. And it's the state fair, and I'm on the stage with Laura Johnson, one of the Doobie Brothers' daughters.
Okay.
And she's like we're doing a duet called Something Stupid or something like that. And she goes off the stage, and I'm standing there and I'm telling my stories, and I look in the front of the audience, 3 rows, elderly white women. They have a shirt that says "We Love West Virginia" and Landau.
Oh, very nice.
3 rows. And it just blew my mind. I was just like, wow. So then we leave there and I go to Mill Valley, California, where I guess Santana plays or something like that. And I'm playing in some like villa or something like that, and I see all these flashlights like coming out of the mountains. And it's a lot of female hikers.
Okay.
Oh, female hikers! Wow.
It's like 15 to 25 of them. They all leave the mountains. They come down and they was like, we heard that voice and we had to come out of the hills. So they come out of the hills and they was like, was that you? And I was like, yeah, because I was doing like the sound check at this time. I wasn't even the show.
Wasn't even the show yet.
Yeah, so I'm doing like my sound check, and they come out and they take pictures with me, and then they go back up in the hills with the cougars.
You've never been greeted by female hikers, right, Steve, or have you?
I have not, and if I had, I would not admit to it. So.
Who are some of the celebrities that you have met? Say it with me, Steve. Dish, 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 dish.
I don't know what dish means.
Dish, come on, dish.
Give me the tea, spill the tea. That's what she's saying.
Dish tea, dish tea.
Some of the celebrities is Tracy Morgan, Paul Schaefer, and Practical Jokers, Ben Vereen.
Oh, nice.
I sung on the stage with Patti LaBelle during America's Got Talent. I mean, just about everybody, man. From Jerry West.
Oh, wow.
Jerry West.
The basketball?
You're right, basketball guy. That's the logo. And he's from West by God, Virginia. The NBA logo right there.
Exactly. That's fantastic.
You know, just about everybody. I mean, and the great thing about meeting all the celebrities is that when I walk in, I'm like, it's you. And they're like, no, it's you.
That's right. Peer to peer.
Yep. We watched you, like David Robson from the Spurs.
Oh yeah.
I'm walking through the airport and I see him. He's got like his kids with him and his wife and everything.
Yeah.
I'm like, Admiral, man. I shake his hand. He's like, man, we voted for you.
That's
You're
right.
doing your thing.
The good thing about all this, and I think it's a testament to it, is that you cross barriers, lines, races, genders, ages. You speak to the entire generation with your music and who you are, and your testimony and your leadership, and you're just setting the example for youth. And so that I'm thrilled to meet you from that side. Plus, you can sing a pretty good tune.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Folks, check them out. Landau, Eugene, Murphy Jr.
Calrissian.
Yes. Murphy Brown.
Murphy Brown.
Yes.